There are some heavy rock bands, some that have quality, that have some quality to them, saving qualities. One of the loudest bands happens to have one of the 3 or 4 best guitarists that I know of in the world, Jimmy Page with Led Zeppelin. Is a magnificent guitar player. For me, I'm not a musician, but I think I have very good ears.
I bet you do.
I don't mean good as far as I can withstand the noise. I think I have pretty good ears as to what is lyrical, and mainly what is emotional. I'm involved with a guitarist who, to me, is to me by far the most emotional musician that I know in our business, Carlos Santana, who is, I don't think he is the technically most proficient guitarist, but God, does he make you feel. To me, it's like Jewish wedding music, you know, or Greek wedding music, or Polish. That he's so real. And then you get a guy like Eric Clapton, who is magnificent in what he can play. The one who combined both was Jimi Hendrix, and he was one of the few guys that became very popular and should have been very popular. He's a magnificent guitar player. I have a new love now, a guitarist that I heard in Madrid, who I think, who was my new hero, who plays guitar so emotionally, so technically proficient, that I cannot believe his name is Paco de Lucia. I mean, I can't believe how good he is. If you ever see his name in a record store and you have a chance to listen to him, he is the first flamenco guitarist who has dared to really break away from the traditional, and he has added chorus and he's added bass and percussion, and he's a magnificent guitar player, just magnificent.
Another thing I wanted to ask real quick is it seems like most of the real trendsetters or groups that have been around, or people from groups that have been around for quite a while, it doesn't seem like there's been that much that's really new, that's really big. You know?
Of the new groups, you mean?
Yeah. Like Fleetwood Mac, they've been around for a long time. They've got new personnel. Peter Frampton, you know, he's just recently out on his own, but he's been around for a while. Led Zeppelin's been around for a while.
Maybe that's why they're
Paul
good.
McCartney's
They've
been around for a while. Rolling Stones have been around for a while, and it just seems like there doesn't seem to be that much new talent that's coming up and being a real trendsetter in the industry.
They may not be trendsetters, but they're money makers, and what they are. When you have groups like Boston, I guess, groups like who the hell is that? I just and I have to refer to this damn thing. Not on that level. I mean, like, you know, who's been around from them? Boss Skaggs is big, been around for a long time. Steve Miller been around for a long time. It's a valid point, but shouldn't it be coming from them, because they've really become the experts at finding themselves and also picking up a little bit from other people, learning the studio, learning how to get things out of machines that young people might not be able to. Once in a while you get groups to break through, but the history in rock and roll is that very few groups make it on the first album or second album, third, fourth, and fifth album. Interesting what point you made also, that I read, I saw a magazine when I was in Ohio, a local magazine, and they had the poll of the year, and they gave the newcomer of the year award to George Benson.
Well,
He's been around for a while.
Because he was new to them,
yeah.
you see.
Yeah.
He made the mistake of not telling them that he's been pushing for 20 years. But you'll have, trying to figure out who the hell I was thinking of, but that is relatively new. You know, a good example, Doobie Brothers, been around for 5-6 years. So you shouldn't expect. I mean, Boston is a freak that came along. The first album, bang. But most of the groups that are going to succeed now have been around 5, 6, 7 years. By the same token, a lot of guys who try to come back can't come back because you're still playing yesterday's stuff. I love John Mayall as a blues guitar player, but you've been playing the same things for 90 years. Whereas the Grateful Dead's new album that's coming out now is a masterpiece. Because they've added new things. They've taken an outside producer. They've added strings. They have chorus.
Wow.
The Grateful Dead.
With the Grateful
The
Dead.
Grateful Dead, yes. Buckmaster. They're using the guy that Elton John used in his early days. You have groups like Hall & Oates that are breaking through. Maybe not, but, you know, somewhere along the line, they have 3 or 4 singles. And what is breaking through today? What does it mean to you, breaking through? If an act has 3 or 4 or 5 singles, he's breaking through to that out there. He may not be breaking through to you or to you. To you, breaking through is a musical breakthrough. To the mass, breaking through is a commercial breakthrough. A commercial breakthrough may not necessarily be anything different. The popcorn is just painted a different color. Or the cereal has got a different name. You cannot convince me that the shampoo shit that they sell on TV is always different. But they come up with cool, clay, clean, gloss, gleam, glue, gua, woom. Clean my hand, take out the dandruff. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Well, when you say breakthrough.
Well, I'm also referring to creativity and being a little bit more original and doing the things that they're doing well so that they respond
I'll tell you,
well.
if you go through here, you can pick out, right, if you want to take the time, you pick out the artists like Jackson Browne. Very, very nice. Molina Short, very fine new artist. Chris Christopherson, let's just go run through here. Jan Hammer with Jeff Beck. They're all saying something, but what you want is, again, well, in order to get that, you could not have gone through, you have so much, you have 23 platters of pate in front of you. And then somebody says, wait till you taste this one. Do you know what that one has to taste like? You've got all this shit all around you. You taste this every day. And you say, you got something new? Well, look what you're tasting every day. You got that radio on. You got all this stuff and you're saying, affect me. You've just slept with 19 nubiles and you're saying, bring me a great piece of ass. Well, shit. Are you going to be able to get it up? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sometimes I have a strange way of getting my point across. But you are so fucking spoiled rotten, because I'm spoiled rotten, and I no disrespect intended, and you are spoiled rotten. And you say, affect me, again. When over the last few years, you've all this around. Now, I'll prove a point to you. Go on that island with no records or one record. And when you come back, you will love to listen to the Eagles, Boston, the Isley Brothers, anything. And once you listen to it for a week and say, don't play Boston anymore. Play Chris Christopherson. Don't play Christopherson anymore. And a year later you say, don't play any of these anymore. Isn't there anything new and fresh? Relative to what? You're in the desert, you'll drink dirty water. There is a lot of good stuff out there. In order for it to be really catching, it has to do to you what Paco de Lucia does for me.